Hey, how's it going out there, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great day. I'm your host, Cash. Welcome to the channel. Today is a very special trucker news. Hashtag trucker news. Today's all about yellow freight. So I want to talk about yellow freight today. Let's get into it. The drama that's going on over there is of epic proportion these days. You guys all know Yellow, formerly known as YRC, formerly known as blah, blah, blah. They've changed their name like 5 times in the last 3 years. It seems like. So let's get into it. Let's talk about them, what's going on over there. So the reason they're on my mind today is because I have them on my stock watch list on my stock portfolio. And yesterday got my attention because of the big red going on over there right now. So as you know, back during the pandemic, they got a $700 million bailout from the government. They call it a loan. I call it a bailout. Little, disagreement. You say potato, I say potato. So here it is. They got a $700 million loan during the pandemic, and their stock price was about $1.50. Okay. They got the bailout. Stock price went crazy. Stock price went up to like $13.88. That's like almost 10 times your money. So I said, hey, I'm going to keep an eye on Yellow, and next time they get a government bailout, I'm going to buy them. So if I would have bought that high, I'd be hurting right now because they're currently trading at 80 cents per share. Yeah, 80 cents per share. That is a loss of 92% if you would have bought at that 13.88 top. Just saying. So that's why they're on my mind. I was noticing the big problems going on over there. So I want to read some news to you this morning. We're going to start out with a story from the New York Times. Says facing bankruptcy after a $700 million bailout. 3 years after receiving a pandemic relief loan, the trucking company Yellow has repaid little of the money and is warning that it could soon run out of cash. The beleaguered trucking business that received a $700 million pandemic era loan from the federal government may be forced to file bankruptcy protection this summer amid a dispute with its union. I think it's gone past dispute at this point, but we'll get to that in a minute. A development that could leave American taxpayers stuck with a failed company. This is why I hate bailouts, because I don't want to own a failed trucking company. If I wanted to do that, I could just run my trucking company into the ground, right? So, financial woes at the business Yellow which previously went by the name YRC Worldwide, have been building for years. The company lost more than $100 million in 2019 and has more than 1.5 billion with a B in outstanding debt, including the government loan in 2022. YRC, which ships meal kits, protective equipment, and other supplies to military bases. That's not all they ship, but apparently that's why they got the government bailout. Agreed to pay $6.85 million to settle a federal lawsuit that accused it of defrauding the Defense Department. This just blows my mind of like how big companies with the right executives can get stuff done. You get sued for $6.85 million for ripping off the Defense Department, and then turn around and the government gives you $700 million on a bailout. What in the absolute heck is going on? But that's how it works. So, yeah, so that's what's going on. It says 3 years later, Yellow is on the verge of going bankrupt. Since receiving a loan, the company has changed its name, restructured its business, and seen its stock price plummet. As of the end of March, Yellow's outstanding debt was $1.5 billion, including about $730 million that is owed to the federal government. Yellow has paid approximately $66 million in interest on the loan, but it has repaid just $230 of principal owed on the loan, which comes due next year. I got a $700 million loan and I've paid $230 on the principal. They got no intentions of paying that money back. I'm just going to tell you right now, they took that money and them executives probably gave themselves some nice bonuses. And I know they bought a bunch of trucks. I know they spent a ton on them Peterbilt trucks they bought. So, all right, next story is from the commercial. What is that? The commercial journal, commercial capital journal, I think's what that is. So Yellow files a $137 million lawsuit against the Teamsters union. So they're negotiating right now a new contract over at Yellow, and that's what the real beef is happening over there. Because from what I hear from most people that are in that union, write to me and say, "We ain't budging. We're going on strike." And I get that vibe from most of the people that write to me. And yeah, Yellow's in a real pickle because they can't repay their debt, and I'm gonna say a strike would not be good for your company if you're in the middle of negotiations and you're in the middle of maybe going bankrupt. So yes, you might want to get that strike taken care of there before it happens. Would be my take on that. But let's get into this. It says Yellow Corporation, nation's third largest LTL carrier and fifth largest transportation company, on Tuesday filed a complaint in the U.S. District Court for the District of Kansas against the International Brotherhood of Teamsters and its affiliates, alleged that the labor union breached a binding contract with Yellow that caused more than $137 million in damages by unjustifiably blocking for over 8 months Yellow's restructuring plan to modernize its business, which is necessary to compete against non-union carriers that dominate the LTL business today. So, the union is blocking the company from being able to do business, is what they are claiming. That is not my claim. That is not, I'm just summarizing what the company is claiming. They're claiming because they wouldn't let them integrate all their network into one big network. It caused $137 million and damages. Damn it, boy. Yellow and the Teamsters Union have been locked in fierce negotiations since late last year over proposed changes of the operation, which would consolidate the YRC Freight, the New Penn, and the Highland line haul networks and terminal operations as part of the Overland Park, Kansas-based carrier's effort to create a super regional carrier. Yellow is in the second phase of One Yellow strategy to improve efficiencies, speed choices, and value for its customers. Phases 2 and 3, One Yellow, which include aligning operations in the Northeast, Midwest, Southeast, and Central regions, are set to take place this year. Phase 1, integrating the line haul networks of YRC and Redaway, in the western region to support both regional and long haul services, was complete last year with union approval and under the collective bargaining agreement. Yellow charges that the union is not permitted to impede its restructuring. That's where the lawsuit comes in. We do not take this lawsuit lightly, but the union's leadership has left us with no choice, Yellow's management said via release on Tuesday. For many months, we have made good faith efforts to meet with the International Brotherhood of Truckers to propose a path forward that works for all parties. But they refused to even meet, let alone engage in honest talks. We have communicated with all stakeholders in Washington, D.C., including the Biden administration, to apprise of its imminent loss of tens of thousands of jobs, the significant anti-competitive effect on the American economy, and the devastating impact to the supply chain, to seek their assets in persuading the IBT to negotiate a mutual acceptable agreement. We are fighting for the livelihoods of our 30,000 employees who are good, hardworking people. We will do all we can to save these American jobs and to protect our shareholders, including the American taxpayers. Yeah, so part of that bailout, apparently the American taxpayer owns part of Yellow. Wish the government would call me for some financial advice before they get in a deal like that. Just saying. So basically, Yellow's saying, hey, we can't compete unless we get this done. And the union is saying, hey, we're not going for it. We're not having it. Let's see. In a statement provided to the CCJ Tuesday, the union said it categorically denies the baseless allegations made by Yellow Corporation in its frivolous lawsuit filed Tuesday, calling the suit a blatant attempt to undermine the rights of workers and discredit the Teamsters. Yellow Court claims of breach of contract by the Teamsters are unfounded and without merit. The Teamsters General President Sean M. O'Brien, after decades of gross mismanagement, Yellow blew through $700 million bailout from the federal government and now wants its workers to foot the bill for a company that loves to cry poor. Yellow's executives seem to have no problem paying a team of high-priced lawyers to wage a public relations battle, all in the failed attempt to mask their incompetency. Woo! Boy, they're pulling no punches over there on this one. This is going to get better and better by the day, folks. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. I'll keep you updated on all the doings over there at Yellow. But this is where we're at right now. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. If Yellow goes out of business, who's going to benefit the most from that? And should we be buying their stock if we think this is going to happen? You know, this is how you got to move when you're trying to make money for yourself. Okay, you got to figure out what's going to happen if plan A goes through, if plan B goes through, if plan C goes through. Then you got to figure out how you can make money off of it. That's the key. Figure out how you can make money off of it. My advice to you Yellow guys out there right now, I personally, if I was there, I would be filling out job applications for other LTL companies on the base that, hey, you know, if Yellow does go under, you want to be like one of the first ones out the door because it's not looking good right now. I'm not going to say the government's not going to step in and do something again, but oh, it's not looking good for Yellow right now. It's just not. So that's what I would do personally. I would be looking to get out of there because I hate drama around my job that I'm not in control of. You know what I mean? Because all this drama just makes the lawyers rich. It'll make the executives rich, but it'll make you everyday worker just miserable. So that's my take on it. Have a great day out there, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Trucker News. If you found value in this, smash that like button for me if you could. Thanks for tuning in. Take care of each other out there. And remember, people are more important than trucking. Quick, I just want to remind everybody about the Mudflap app. If you're not using Mudflap, check it out, download it. It should be part of your fueling program. It's a free app. Go download it from the Apple or Android store. You sign up using credit card or bank account. No credit checks, nothing like that. No fuel card needed. Get yourself huge discounts on fuel. I buy about half of my fuel through it right now. It's an amazing free app. It's 100% legit. Sign up using my promo code there, and I'll get $10 in free fuel. You'll get $10 in free fuel. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.